Nigel Farage received a sizable crypto 5 million. Okay, and he tried everything in his power, hoping that somehow people would notice. 5 million from someone in Thailand. I'm not sure what he was doing there in Thailand. Okay, what business he was up to, whether he got a sugar daddy, but he was well oiled. He was well oiled and returned with 5 million. He said, it's none of your business. If I came back with 5 juicy million, it's none of your business. Even though you're supposed to be transparent, when you're running to become prime minister. But he said it's none of your business. What I do in secret is my business. However, because obviously it didn't work, he had to come forward and declare the reasons why this crypto 5 million was given. And from minding your own business, he now claiming is for his security. Especially on question time, using the emotional card. Oh, I'm the, most attacked individual, the most attacked. He's an angel. He's done nothing wrong. He has no evil past. He hasn't even incited riots or incited racial tension. He's done nothing wrong. But the 5 million is being used, 5 million, for his security. Okay, maybe we can see the receipts. Obviously, people will ask those questions, but if you're paying the security staff, let us see the receipts. Because I'm sure, for tax purposes, and obviously in the interest of public record, let us see it. But of course, they won't ask those questions because they'll eat it from the same trough. However, Diane Abbott calls him a liar. I will tell you why. Diane Abbott is the most hated black woman in England, black MP. They threatened to grape her, kill her children. No one has been more abused on social media than Diane Abbott, merely for saying these simple words. That's all. These simple words. And for that, it haunted her for the rest of her life. White people like to divide. And that was it. That was it. That was enough. They weren't stirred up that Farage was mentioned many times in Jeffrey Epstein Island, and Jeffrey Epstein allegedly, I think, was funding Farage. They weren't angry about that. They weren't angry regarding Trump and relationship, deep relationships, and his collusion with Epstein, the paedophile. They had no problem with that. But Diane Abbott, merely these simple words, smaller than the gap between my fingers. Oh, white people like to divide, said many years ago, and for that, the next generation of the generation after that conveniently never forgot that. And to this very day, they call to grape her, ravage her children, and she travels by herself without security. The most hated black woman in England, as she travels by herself without security. So I don't think even the most hated person, which I'd like to know who it is, pays 5 million. But they use that magic, that Paul Daniels trick, that David Copper trick, in order to emotionally tickle your brain. Oh, what would you do if you were threatened? What would you do? And this is how they grab you. You're thinking, oh, I spend money on myself, or I spend money on security. Totally forgetting that he said he's none of your business. Totally forgetting Diane Abbott, her experience. But this is what they do. They become woke and use the emotional card. Oh, you must feel sorry for me. I'm doing it for security purposes. If I was in power, I would do the same thing too. No, you wouldn't. Your people are the ones threatening Diane Abbott. If Diane Abbott have taken 5 million for security, it would be all of the newspapers. You'd never hear. It's different. The far right can do whatever they want, but how filthy, how perverse. They can do whatever they want, no matter how immoral. As in Donald Trump, as in Tommy Robinson's friends, who were convicted of child molestation. No matter how perverse it is, as long as they are doing it, it's okay. They turn a blind eye to it. They have no morals, and tomorrow they're in church, conservative white nationalist Christians. But they said it's for security. It's for security purposes. And do you know something? They lapped it up. Diane Abbott travels by herself. She's the most hated individual in England just for mentioning 4 words. 4 words. They want to ravish her. They want to kill her children, rape her daughters. They want to grape her too. And not even one police record, not even one police has went out there to arrest her abusers. Not one. You see how they treat each other differently. And that's why I don't fall for Nigel Farage tricks. He's a hustler. He's a drifter. He's a tarot card reader. He's a soothsayer. And people, they don't fall for his tricks. They're hoping that by him getting into power, they're raising again Adolf Hitler from the grave. That's what it's all about. They're willing to turn a blind eye to his crooked, nasty habits. They're willing to turn a blind eye to it because they're hoping that they'll resurrect 1930s Germany all over again.